Are you wanting to set up multiple streams of income, but you just don't know where to start? And are you wondering if it's hard setting up multiple streams of income? In this video, I want to share with you how you can make it easier to set up multiple streams of income. And this is after well over a decade ago, getting started setting up and now having multiple income streams that we live off of completely, from stocks, from real estate, and from online businesses. Hi, I'm Camille Gaines. I'm a financial coach and author, and I also write about creating multiple income streams and investing for over 30 years at retirecertain.com at my blog. Now, in this video, I want to share some ways that you can make it easier to set up multiple streams of income, because I remember how hard it was to get started. I remember when we made this decision that, I think we need to do something besides just rely on stock and bond income for retirement for the rest of our lives. And I remember being sort of overwhelmed. There are all these promoters and ideas on, real estate versus online business versus just stock dividends and easy things like that. And it's hard to know where to start. It can feel overwhelming. So these tips, I think, will help you sort of hone in on that if you like the idea of having income streams in retirement that are not just based on stocks and or bonds and things that are out of your control, really. So the very first thing that I would share is to really narrow in first on one thing that makes a lot of sense for you. So the best income stream for you is going to be what is most suitable based on your capital, based on your skills, based on the amount of income you want to generate and the time you spend. I talk about this a little bit more in another video. I have a little process that I take my financial coaching clients through as far as figuring out what is best for you and then narrowing in on that area. We ended up with all these different income streams and because we just didn't know. And I think that's part of what drives me to talk about this and share it, is that we did learn. I'd love to share with you what we sort of learned the hard way. So figure out what works best for you and narrow in on that first. The second area that I want to share with you is, don't buy into a program where someone is teaching what worked 3 years ago, 5 years ago, unless you know for sure it still works. So many people are promoting something that worked great 5 years ago, and this is especially true with online businesses because this changes every year. What worked 3 months ago, for example, Facebook ads were so inexpensive and worked fantastic. A year ago, or maybe a year and a half ago as I record this, and then it got harder and harder and more expensive. So things change online. Not only that, things change in the real estate market. Flips worked great in 2006, right? You could make money so easily, everybody could. And then 2007, 2008, you were in real trouble. So consider, if you're looking at learning from someone, you're buying a coaching program, or you're hiring a mentor, a consultant, someone to help you, ask whether what they did, when they did what they did, where they're having success now, and does that still work? Another common area that I see that I've done myself more than once is I see someone I want to learn from, but what worked for them, they got their whole following online perhaps 5 years ago or 10 years ago, or they've built it up, and then what they're doing right now to reach that audience is completely different from what you need to do starting out. Starting out, you want to do something that is starting out, right? So learn from someone that is just ahead of where you want to be, and that's how you learn how to get started in a way that actually works. And this is true whatever type of business that you're in, I think. What, Mark Cuban is doing is not going to work for what Camille Gaines needs right now, right? So it's all relative to where you are. So consider that in hiring someone to work with you or in buying into a coaching program. Then the next thing I would say is just be realistic about how much time you're going to spend on this. Everything takes longer than you think it's going to take. So be realistic about how much time you really want to spend on this. The next thing I want to share is realize that while a lot of people promote creating multiple streams of income, there's stuff you don't want to do that has to be done. That's all there is to it, no matter what the business is. So you can outsource a number of things, and we do outsource a lot of things. You still have to manage the people that outsource it. You still have to know enough to know how to outsource it. And there's always accounting or bookkeeping, there's taxes, there's, technology stuff, there's running the website, there's security, there are always things that I necessarily, they're not my favorite things to do, right? I love to write, I love to create, I love this. But there's a lot that has to be done behind the scenes. So don't let anybody convince you that that's not true, that this is all about passive income and that you don't have to put any effort into it. So that's what I want to share with you in this video. Hopefully some tips for helping you get started creating multiple streams of income, whatever area you choose to focus on. Come see me at retirecertain.com, where I write about how to create multiple streams of income and how to invest in stocks and bonds and just about everything in between. Thanks.